What is up, guys? So, the summer movie season is coming out right in the corner, so I decided to talk about my anticipated movies of the summer movie season of 2023. Now, I know for people in Melbourne watching this video going, it's not summer here, it's going to be winter here. Well, to me, the meaning of summer movies to me is basically big blockbusters that are coming out in 2023. The movies that made 2023 a year from May to August. Now, I know you're thinking that I was meant to do this video with Declan and Jeremy. What happened? Well, we did record this video, and we had so much fun making it on Zoom, but unfortunately, that footage has been lost. So, yeah, basically that video is on the cutting room floor. So I just want to say to Jeremy and Declan, thank you so much for doing this video with me. We had so much fun, and it's such a shame that we couldn't do this video. Like, it's such a freaking shame. So, of course, I don't want to bother in recording it again, so I decided to just do this video myself. But I still appreciate Jeremy and Declan for helping me with that video. It was so much fun. So, let's get started. These are the 10 movies that I'm anticipating for the summer movie season of 2023. So I'm going to start off with my number 10 with Fast X. Now, I know there are way too many Fast and Furious movies, and of course, I would agree with people. There is a lot of Fast and Furious movies, but you know what? I still am a fan of this franchise. I always enjoy the Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, from the Fate of the Furious and F9, those movies were, they're okay, but I have a bit of faith with Fast X because, first of all, it looks like it's going to go back to the tropes that I liked about the movies. It's not going to go too far. It looks less insane than the 9 Fast and Furious movies. It looks like it's going back to its original pacing. But also, this is the start of the finale of the Fast and Furious franchise. We're getting 11-1 after this, and that is it for this franchise. So I'm really curious how this is going to build up to the finale. And also, Jason Momoa as the villain, you can't go wrong. I'm honestly interested in him. So, I'm interested to see Vin Diesel and his family coming back once again to the big screen. Now, my number 9 is very divisive. If you hate me, fair enough, but honestly, I'm very interested in this movie. Coming into my number 9 is The Little Mermaid. Now, when it comes to Disney live-action films, I liked most of them. I liked The Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. So, there's not much Disney live-action films that I hated, but I'm not gonna lie. So far, we haven't got a great Disney live-action film in a while, so I'm giving as much hope for The Little Mermaid as possible. And I know the trailers are hugely disliked, and a lot of people were backlashing Halle Bailey for playing Ariel because she is black. Honestly, people just grow up. Halle Bailey is so freaking talented, and you can freaking see that in the trailer. I think she's gonna nail it as Ariel. The movie freaking looks beautiful. I would say the visual effects actually look pretty good for the most part. Also, Melissa McCarthy as Ursula is gonna kill it. Javier Bardem as King Triton, that is awesome in my opinion. And of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda is writing the songs for this film, the new original songs that are going to be in this movie. And honestly, you can't go wrong with Lin-Manuel Miranda. He is just an icon. So I'm praying that The Little Mermaid is definitely going to be one of the better Disney live-action films in a while. I think Rob Marshall looks like he knows what he's doing with the film. And from test screenings, it's got some positive reviews, so let's hope this movie is good. Coming into my number 8 is The Flash. Now, despite from the controversy of this movie and Ezra Miller by himself, I am still very pumped for this movie. The trailers look absolutely better than I thought it was going to be. This movie is supposed to be the movie that resets the whole DC Extended Universe, James Gunn's new DC Universe, so I'm really curious to see how this movie turns out. Also, Michael freaking Keaton is returning as Batman. That's already something to buy a ticket to. And also, Supergirl is going to crush it in this film. This film looks like it's going to be insane, crazy, but also completely epic. And hopefully this movie resets the DC Universe freaking well. Now, coming into my number 7 is Barbie. Now, out of all the summer movies that I'm anticipating for this year, this is the movie that I'm most curious about. When they announced the Barbie movie in the first place, I was just like, seriously? Until we noticed the director. She directed Lady Bird and Little Women, 2 really good films. So I'm curious to see how that goes. And also Margot Robbie casted as Barbie, great actress. And also, curious enough, Ryan Gosling as Ken. I was already in for that. And then that first teaser trailer came out, I was curious, and the new trailer came out. And I'm gonna be honest, I never laughed so hard in a trailer for so long. Barbie looks like it's going to be one of those fun, dumb comedy films. So I'm curious to see how Barbie is going to turn out. Hopefully this movie is a big surprise of the year. Now coming into my number 6 goes to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Man, how many times I put this movie in my anticipated movies of the year. So many years, and finally this movie's coming out, and hopefully this is the last time that I'm going to put this movie on my anticipated list. What is to say? It's the new Mission Impossible film. Cannot wait to see what Tom Cruise does in this film. Once again, this is going to be part 1 of a finale in the series like Fast X, and now the Mission Impossible series, and I don't want this franchise to end because the movies just get better and better and better. But the question is how the hell they're going to top Fallout, because Fallout is probably one of the best action films that I've seen in the last decade. But of course, for a Mission Impossible film, I'm always excited to see what Tom Cruise does with his stunts. That bike stunt looks completely insane, but it looks like it's going to be another great Mission Impossible film in the series. Hopefully this doesn't let us down. Now we're up to the top 5. These are the 5 movies that I am so pumped for the summer movie season of 2023. Coming into my number 5 goes to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now we just got our first reactions of the film today, and they're freaking positive. People say this is a great finale in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. Of course, this is going to be the last time that we get to see the Guardians of the Galaxy in the MCU. And right now, I'm starting to have a little faith in the MCU. I was really not liking Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I thought that movie was one of the most disappointing movies of this year so far. But from those positive reviews, I have to put this movie high on my list. James Gunn's last Marvel film before he moves on to his DC universe, and I think this is a great finale for him with Marvel. Of course, seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy back once again, and for the very last time, this movie is definitely going to make me cry. This movie is definitely going to be an emotional wreck, but also going to be a badass fun time at the exact same time. Now coming to my number 4 is of course Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, one of my most anticipated animated films of the year. Man, the new trailer looks amazing, and honestly, I think this movie is going to top the first one. I'm believing it. I'm going into this movie with the highest expectations as possible because I love Into the Spider-Verse. It is definitely one of my favorite animated films of the last decade. That movie blew me away, so I'm really excited to see what Across the Spider-Verse does. This movie looked hectic. This movie looks crowded. But at the same time, this movie looks absolutely epic. I cannot wait to see Miles Morales' story move more forward. Oscar Isaac in his third Marvel role, which he was Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse, he was Moon Knight in the MCU, and now he's freaking Spider-Man 2099, and I think he's going to absolutely crush it. I think he's going to be the villain of this movie. Interesting. And I cannot wait to see the Spider-Verse just moving more forward. What is going to happen, because this is another part 1 of basically split into 2 parts movies. Like, we've got so many of those this year. But I think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the 2-part movies that I'm looking forward to the most. Coming into my number 3 goes to Oppenheimer. Now, anything by Christopher Nolan, I am excited for. Even though Dunkirk and Tenet, they're not his best in a while, I got a lot of faith in Oppenheimer. I have a friend that knows about the Oppenheimer story about the atomic bomb, and honestly, I didn't want him to spoil it to me. I wanted to see this film very, very blind, not knowing what's going to happen. Just the cast in this movie is fantastic, from Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon. There's so many fantastic actors in this film. Even Josh Peck is in this film. If Christopher Nolan does well with Harry Styles, he'll do well with Josh Peck, that is for sure. Just the concept of Christopher Nolan doing a biopic movie, I am totally on board for that. He did such a great job with Dunkirk. Hopefully he does a really good job here. Now coming into my number 2 goes to Blue Beetle. Yes, I'm putting this movie very high on my list because right when I saw the trailers of this movie, I'm like, this is exactly the type of movie I wanted to see. This movie looks like it's going to be a total fun time at the movies. And Yellow Millie Wonder, hopefully I say his name right, Miguel from Cobra Kai, looks like he's going to absolutely crush it as Blue Beetle. Just from the casting alone, like Susan Sarandon's going to play a villain, I'm totally in for it. I'm totally in for it. And I think the suits of Blue Beetle is some of the best looking suits that I have ever seen in a superhero movie. It looks so clean, it looks so well done. But just the concept alone, this movie just looks like a total fun time at the movies. It looks like a movie that knows what it is, and I like this movie is going to be like a coming of age family story, which hopefully that adds a strong element to this film. And I heard that James Gunn is going to keep this character in his universe, so I feel like we're in for something special. So Blue Beetle, Miguel from Cobra Kai, hopefully you impress me once again. But my number one, this is my most anticipated movie of the summer movie season of 2023. This movie, I am there for the first day this movie shows because I am a fan of this franchise. So coming into my number one absolutely has to go to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I am a fan of the Indiana Jones franchise. I would say the trilogy. Not the fourth one. The fourth one sucks, but I grew up with the Indiana Jones trilogy. This is going to be the last time Harrison Ford is going to play this role, and I think that is a great honor. But speaking of honor, John Williams, this is going to be his last composing score for his life. Because of course the Indiana Jones theme is one of the most iconic movie themes of all time. So with John Williams' last score for one of the best themes of all time, it's just such a great honor. Even one of the greatest scores of all time. But also James Mangold directing this movie. He never made a bad film. And if he can end Wolverine well in Logan, he can end Indiana Jones' character well. This movie looks like it's going to bring back the exact same vibes that I love in the Indiana Jones trilogy. And just, this movie looks like exactly what I want to see throughout the year. The action looks great. The de-aging, holy shit, it looks fantastic. This is the first Indiana Jones movie that is not directed by Steven Spielberg. And I think James Mangold is a perfect directing choice. And also, Mads Mikkelsen as the villain, just freaking badass right there. This movie looks fun. It looks like it's going to bring back the exact same tropes of the Indiana Jones movies. And this is the movie that I'm absolutely looking forward to in the summer movie season of 2023. Indiana Jones, please don't be like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Bring back to what I loved about the series. I have faith in you, Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny. And you are my most anticipated movie of the summer movie season of 2023. So guys, that is my 10 most anticipated movies of the summer movie season. Let me know what you think of this list and what are your top 10 most anticipated movies of the summer movie season of 2023. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contacting with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a nice day.